Okay. Testing. Can you hear me? Okay. I think we can start. So I'm Tumai Ng from Department of Mathematics. I'm a co-director of BASc AppliedAI program. For this session, I'm going to introduce our program. Let me start with a very brief history of AI. So you can see from this slide, some people consider the development of AI was started from the work of Alan Turing in 1950. And so in this slide, we stop at 2017 because this year, Google launched AlphaGo, which is considered to be a big thing globally. And in this event, people found out that AI nowadays is so powerful that can be much better than a human being in playing Go. But actually, before the development of AlphaGo, something like 10 years ago, so there's a theoretical breakthrough in AI that I'm going to briefly mention to you. So this is actually the development of a technology called deep learning. So basically, in AI, one of the important things that people want to do is to do pattern recognition. So what we are going to do is the following. So you input a lot of data, like pictures or language, and or text, and then you go through some process. And here, in this case, let me just call it a deep learning algorithm. And eventually, you can change the system, train the system so that the system can do pattern recognitions. For example, if you input a new picture, then the system can tell you what it is. Okay. Now, basically, the idea is not that new. It's from the work about a neural network. Okay. And it was developed more than 50 years ago. But at that time, that was not successful. Mainly because of two reasons. One reason is you don't have that many input data at that time. And then the other reason is the computing power is not that good. So, however, in recent years, because of the social network, we have a lot of data. And also the computing facilities improve a lot. And therefore, combining with new development, even algorithm, data, and computing facility. So now we have this powerful method called deep learning, which help us to do a lot of pattern recognition. So there are a number of important areas in AI, and I only mention a few of them. So the first one is machine learning. Okay. So deep learning is just a part of it. And then we have the next one is something called natural language processing. Is more related to dealing with language, for example, machine translation. And then we also have expert system and computer vision here, okay? And for example, in computer vision, we want to, for example, recognize pictures or things, okay? And related to this kind of pattern recognition is the recognition of speech. And also we want to eventually develop machine which can do some decision making and planning, okay? So that's some area related to main area in the AI research nowadays. And finally, also robotics, okay? So it's expected that the AI technology is going to change the world a lot. So I'm going to mention just a few areas that are related to our program, and we expect there will be a lot of challenging problem that one need to solve in this area. The first one is AI in medicine. So already nowadays, some medical doctor already use some AI expert system to help them to make some diagnosis. And also there are AI systems which try to do a pattern recognition, for example, the location of a tumor to help the medical doctors. And in Hong Kong, we have quite a number of teachers trying to work in this area. And then the other important area that we expect a lot of application in AI is in finance, especially in Hong Kong. If you do some stock trading online, nowadays, maybe you will have a chance to use some robot advisor scheme to help you to do trading. Okay, and in fact, a lot of investment banking nowadays are using AI system to do data analysis for financial data, and they also use this natural language processing technique to do some data mining on the message people post in social media to help them to eventually come up with some investment suggestion. And finally, people also use AI system to do pattern recognition, try to recognize hidden pattern between different sectors of the financial market. And the other important area that AI would be useful or important would be smart city. So basically, in the future, it's expected that we have automated transportation system, for example, based on self-driving cars, and also the system will be coordinated by robots. So in this area, we also expect there are lots of applications in AI. And then finally, the last area that I want to mention is neo-cognitive science. And it's expected that the AI technology will be able to help us to do research for the most complicated organ of a human being, mainly our brain. Okay? So in fact, nowadays, there are research which, for example, if you put such a device on your head, okay, and then the AI system already can recognize what you are seeing if you are given some pictures. So this is really a fascinating area that a lot of work are doing right now. Okay. So of course, there are other areas that AI should be very useful in the future. So I just mentioned a few here, like social network, e-commerce, etc. Okay. Now in Hong Kong, the government some years ago decided to invest in basic science, technology, and in particular in artificial intelligence. Okay, and the government already selected a few areas that they think Hong Kong should focus on. And these are, for example, including smart city and some big data analytics and AI application. And also the government is investing a lot of money in healthcare related to AI. Okay. So because of this kind of a new development in Hong Kong and also over the world, so Hong Kong U 4 years ago decided to introduce an undergraduate program in AI. And this is our BASc AppliedAI program. And it will cover diverse application of AI and also basic knowledge and practical knowledge in AI application. So, so now we come to the structure of our program. So it will be a 4-year full-time program, and you need to take 240 credits at least in order to finish the degree. As any Hong Kong U student, you need to take 36 credits. So in Hong Kong U, most of the courses are 6 credits. So you need to take 6 of them in language and common core courses. And as a BASc student, you also need to take a few fundamental course target to only a BASc student. Okay? And then you need to take 96 credits for the core courses of AI and also some other elective courses for AI. Now, if you do a simple subtraction, you see there's something like 90 credits left. Okay, so this is the feasibility of our program. So you can either take more AI courses, related courses, or you can also use this credit to take some courses so that eventually you can have a minor or second major. Okay. Now our program, so basically involving mathematics, statistics, and computer science department. But we also involve quite a number of different departments from different faculty of Hong Kong U. And in fact, later on, you will see in the final year, you need to focus on one concentration in our program. So we have 5 concentrations. So one is AI in technology. The other one is business and finance. And then you also have AI in medicine, AI in smart city, and AI in neurocognitive sciences. So because of these 5 concentrations, so we also collaborate with other departments in Hong Kong U. For example, psychology, urban study, geography. Okay. So here is a list of the courses that you may take for our AI program. Now, so this program is, I would say, quite difficult because you are actually doing something like a major in statistics, mathematics, and computer science. So for the first 2 years, you need to take basic courses in mathematics, computer science, and statistics. And for the first year, we also introduce one foundation course in AI so that you get a sense of what AI is. And also we have teachers from philosophy department to teach you some philosophical aspect of AI and also ethical issue involving AI application. And then in the second year, you will take statistical machine learning and deep learning and optimization. These are things that would be useful for you if you learn, for example, image processing, computer vision, natural language processing later on for AI application. And then in the final year, I have already mentioned you need to concentrate on at least one of these 5 concentrations. But we will suggest you to actually any AI student to concentrate on AI technology plus one more concentration among these 4 focus. Okay, so now I have already mentioned that you are not only an applied AI student, but you are also a BASc student, Bachelor of Arts and Science student. So you need to take a number of foundation courses for this group of students. So the good thing is you have a chance to work with students from this BASc program. So according to what I learned from our students, so they actually enjoy a lot of doing projects with other students in these courses. So let me talk about our teachers. So for example, Dr. Pan, he is an expert in computer science and actually robotics. So here are some pictures of his research team working on certain robot tracing some people. Okay. And we also have Professor Yi from Statistics and Actuarial Science Department. He is also the head of the department. Okay. So recently, he is working in developing some AI system to do some chest CT scans automatically. Okay. So these are the pictures taken from his work. And then we also have Professor Yun from the Department of Mathematics. He's an expert in optimization, and also he worked in optimization problem in AI cloud computing. He is also the head of the department. And so a lot of AI facilities involve cloud computing, and there is a big issue about how to locate the resources among different devices. So Professor Yun is really an leading expert in this area, and right now he's working with Huawei to solve some commerce optimization problem. So besides these teachers, we also have many good teachers in the Department of Math, Statistics, and Computer Science, and also other related departments in our program. So here is the ranking of Hong Kong U and also the three main departments running this program, and also other departments involved in this program. So our teachers experts in this area. So these are areas related to AI research. Okay. Now, in terms of facility, Hong Kong U recently has set up an innovation wing, and you can see the facility of this innovation wing in this picture. So this is a place where engineering student and also applied AI student can spend their time in it. Now, I would want to mention a little bit about career possibility. So I have already mentioned that it's expected that AI would be involved in a lot of sectors in the society. So, for example, we expect our graduate eventually can, for example, work in AI-related area in business and finance, science and technology, and medical care-related sector. And in Hong Kong, we have a lot of companies and startups which are involved in this area. Okay. So because of the new development in AI, there are a lot of new jobs coming. So for example, here is a list of some jobs related to some new jobs. And the first one, as you can see from this slide, is something called machine learning engineer. It's really something very new, and it's a fast growing. And there are also jobs related to data science that we also expect our students may work in this kind of area. Okay, so I'm also going to give you some information about the salary of jobs related to AI. So these are some figures that we collected. Okay. And most of these jobs are related to banking, finance, and information technology. Okay. Now, if you do a Google search on jobs related to AI, so you can see nowadays there are lots of new kind of jobs. For example, this AI solution architect. If you just look at the name, you cannot, the title, you cannot figure out what it is. But there are lots of this kind of new possibility for the AI graduate. Okay, so here is also another example of an advertisement. So this company is trying to hire machine learning engineer. So we expect for example, our graduate eventually can work in this kind of job. Okay, so you can see it's expected that the employee has some knowledge in, for example, natural language processing and some computing language. Okay. And if you type in, for example, machine learning related job, then easily you can find more than 500 jobs related to machine learning. Okay. Now, if you are coming to our program, so you also have opportunity to do some internship in some company. We have already developed some collaboration with some of these organizations and company involved. For example, TCL. Very recently, Hong Kong U and TCL has just set up a research center in AI. Okay. Now, finally, I would want to talk about the admission formula requirement for our program. So here is a slide summarizing our requirement. So first of all, you need to have English, liberal study, mathematics, and Chinese language. Okay. So for English, the requirement, minimal requirement is a level 5, and liberal studies is level 2, mathematics is 4, and Chinese language is 3 here. And for this particular AI program, you are required to have M1 or M2, and the minimal requirement is a level 4. So as you have, I think as you may have expected, this is a program which expect our students should have a strong background in the mathematics. So so we do need our student to have a M1 or M2. And then you also need to have at least one elective subject. with a level 3 here. So we are expecting to have at least 15 students coming. For this year, I think the range is something like 15 to 25, and this year we admitted 20 students. Okay. Now here is the formula for calculating the score for coming into this program. So we are going to count only the best 5 subjects, but these best 5 subjects must involve English, mathematics, and M1. Okay, and then you can have 2 subjects coming from category A. Now, so the weighting for this subject are different. So I need to emphasize this point. So I will show you the scoring scheme very soon. But then let me first mention that for English, mathematics, and M1 or M2, the weighting is 2. So we will multiply the score by 2. And then for any science and information technology related subject like biology, chemistry, physics, combined science, integrated science, so the weighting is 1.5. So we multiply the score by 1.5. And then for the remaining category A subject, then the weighting is just 1. Now here is the convention for the scoring system that we are going to use for this program. And as you can see, from level 1 to level 4, so the score is just 1 up to 4. But for level 5, you will have a score of 5.5. A 5-star then becomes 7, and 5-star become 8.5. Okay, and then you use this weighting, okay, to calculate the final score. And so this is a new scoring system that we introduced this year. So we don't show you the statistic last year, but we expect from the data that we have for the admission last year. So we expect in the coming year, the expected minimal admission score is something like 53, according to this scheme. And then if you are a non-JUPAS student, so we also want to provide you some admission statistics. For example, if you are an IB student, so the lowest admission score last year is 39, and the FH score is 40. And this is the statistic for GCE AL student. Okay, so basically you need to have 3 A-star in order to be admitted to this program. Now, finally, I just want to summarize one thing. So for this program, we will provide you with a solid knowledge training in AI and expect you to do diverse application in AI. And we also provide internship, and you can also learn from some of the leading experts in AI in Hong Kong U. And for those exceptionally good students, we also provide a scholarship, and also they can join this young scientist scheme in the first year or second year to do research with our teachers. So I think I will stop here. And so we are going to show you a video, and after that we will have a Q&A session. So you can input your question into the chat box, and then I will try to answer them. So now I'm going to stop sharing the screen, and you will just have a chance to see a short video.
Hi, my name is Reina. I am an undergraduate student studying BASc Applied AI program at HKU. I chose this program out of curiosity. I was spellbound by the power of AlphaGo, and so I would like to explore more about AI. After a year of study, I would say this program is a perfect option for those determined to become extraordinary talents in the AI field. Jeffrey Hinton once said, "Real breakthroughs come from people focusing on what they're excited about." This program is there to help you find your own passion. Whether you want to challenge the state-of-the-art AI models, combine AI with the financial market, understand the human brain through the lens of AI, or even create your own direction, there are various concentrations in Year 3 that you could choose from. I am interested in applying AI to medicine, and I'm currently conducting a research about building an AI classifier to perform cardiovascular disease early screening. Apart from the above-mentioned concentrations, this program indeed offers interdisciplinary and all-round training to the students. The core courses are carefully selected from applied math, statistics, and computer science, which help me build a solid technical foundation. Apart from that, I was honed to become more collaborative and ethical with the leadership and philosophical components. Being aware of the biases of AI is as important as creating better algorithms. Having a supportive community with top scholars and like-minded individuals also helps me go further. Leading researchers share their insights in lectures and spare their time for further discussion after class, and I always get inspiration and learn new perspectives from my brilliant fellow students. There are also plenty of internship and research opportunities available to help us gain more experience. As Andrew Ng put it, artificial intelligence is the new electricity. If you envision yourself as an AI enthusiast who wants to impact the world, don't hesitate to join us.